And we're back. Okay, so I think where I left off was almost touching on the idea of the camera as a machine, the aggression of the use of this device in reality, right? So I want to go back in time to what is stated in the book of Susan Sontag as the the year in which I think those glorious days of photography is started, in which I think technology is meant as what it was back in the day, make possible the disclosure, we could say so, explaining that way, pictures. So in a way, yeah, we have some masters as she stated, Julia Margaret Cameron and David Octavius Hill, and so on. Well, the make it a usage of the camera as a, I think in contrast with painting and other arts, we could say so. We started to divide the purposes of photography in those regards. There was just to register and to have like imaginary of pictures of reality and so on. Um, so in that regard, the purpose of photography was far off from the goals of the painter's goals or any other art, as it was really explore in a lot of topics, and it was almost used as she mentions here, um, sort of an envision of getting uh, how do you say, the experiences in the world, uh, democratize. I don't know if that's a word if I would like to use. Uh, yeah, to translate those experiences in images. So I think it's quite the statement is to begin with, uh, because that would mean, or that will translate to photographers, people who participate in the art, the phenomenon making photographs. It was, well, as I mentioned, I think in previous videos, purchase of the elite, people who can afford cameras at those times. So it was in the intention, in the desires of those people to pretty much go outside and try to take most take as many pictures as possible, or whatever that uh, got their interest. So it was quite something. So in that regard, we could say that mm, photography make the exploration. I think that urge that probably comes to anybody who starts to make photography a priority for them, and we started then to think of us from those times in the idea, as I mentioned, the machine in those spaces and the reality, uh, so to speak. But then again, at those times, making photography meant to, how would I say it, make use of a machine that was not at all practical or comfortable to manage. Uh, so in a way, as I think touched on that idea, was the toy of the rich, of the people, extravagant people who wanted to, um, yeah, make out of something of reality in that regard. And yeah, I think we will say that later on. Then talking about the inventors or the enthusiasts, people who participate, um, started to how to explain it, to being separate from the aficionados, and because photography didn't have a clear, yeah, very clearly social purpose. Um, so it was free, it was a very, in a way, grandiose activity, like a very artistic one, and it was not until it wasn't until, yeah, the, how would you say, like the being the camera, I think, at right at hand, at anybody's mercy, that the art of the photography reached its potential. So when we talk about then, um, that social utility that was attached to the photographer, I think it was when we started to see the photography transform in that fun, almost cultivated hobby. It wasn't really cultivated that much by the masses, we could say so. Uh, but I think clearly we could say so that yeah, the celebration of people who participate in photography in those years, individuals, uh, like members of the elite of a family, elevated the sense of photography as it was. So we can start to almost peek at the idea of what it was for people from those times to explore in the regard of the use of the machine. And I think what it was, as it was seen as a hobby, as a fun device to use to manage whatever there was the interest of someone. We just keep it at the reflection of the eye of